And we welcome you back to Upper Crust Pizza on Shelby Drive in Jonesboro. We're live with John Brady on this Monday night out here at Upper Crust with you until 8 o'clock, talking to A-State basketball and getting you ready for a big week ahead for John Brady's Red Wolves. As, again, we've got some great door prizes to give away tonight here at Upper Crust from our friends at Textbook Brokers on East Johnson in Jonesboro. Also, we're going to be visiting with C.J. Foster and Frederick Duray, a couple of the A-State players, and that should be fun coming up here in just a little bit. But right now, we're joined by the head coach of the Red Wolves, John Brady. How you doing, Coach? Are you feeling any better? I know you've been under the weather the last few days.
I'm feeling okay. I'm not normal. I stayed in today all day, and then I went up to the school about 1:30 and watched some tape, and then got the team together. We watched some tape, and we were on the floor for about an hour today. We didn't do a whole lot, but we're going to have a good one tomorrow. I just need to get myself right because I just need to feel better. I didn't feel good. I started feeling bad in Little Rock, and then got sick Friday. Had to go to the doctor, and then struggled through that game Saturday. The players made it worthwhile by winning the game, obviously. I needed to sleep, but after those games, I can't, I don't sleep very well after games. So then I stayed in Sunday and stayed in this morning and went up to the office today and did some work and did some things I needed to do to try to help our team. And then the big thing, we need to watch tape. We watched about almost an hour of tape today of the game Saturday night, the things we did well and the things we need to do a little bit better. And hopefully learn some things and got on the floor a little bit, and then we'll go tomorrow pretty good. We're going to get after each other tomorrow a little bit and go decent on Wednesday, and then hopefully play another good game Thursday. Saturday was a good game for us. We needed it. Our players needed it, and I was really, happy for them and proud for them. It was that team we played was, won 14 out of 16 and won 6 in a row. And, as you made the point, they were top 10 in the country in three-point field goal percentage defense and field goal percentage defense. And we shoot 46% from the floor and hold them to 41. And I think that was a big difference in the game. And then offensively, we were much more patient and, worked the ball a little bit better. And then, had some guys really play well. You're going to talk to Fred in a minute. And, I just made that change in the lineup, looking to do something. We started C.J. Foster in place of P.J., and then I thought that made us play a little bit better at that time. And then when I put Fred in the other night in Sean's place, obviously offensively it was one of our better games, and he had a tremendous game. And I don't want everybody to think now Fred's going to come in and go 9 for 10 every night, but certainly if he can play to that level or close to that level, it sure helps us. He made some really good passes and made open shots, and the flow of our offense seemed to be a little bit better. And then defensively, I thought it was one of our better games for 40 minutes. And Monroe's a long team. They got length, and I think the field goal percentage was definitely a big thing in that game for us to shoot 46, 47, and hold him to 41 was really a difference in that game for us.
You mentioned Fred and putting him in the starting lineup, and you made a good analogy once Fred came in into the lineup, or at least rejoined the team after he had to sit out those first 15 games. You said, he's not an NBA player. He's not LeBron James where he can just take off all this time and just come in and play right away. It's going to take some time. And it did take some time for him, and you felt it was the time for him to step in and start.
The biggest thing with him, it wasn't really – it had something to do with the first 15 games that the NCAA ruled against him, which I thought was unfair. He was just doing what people told him to do, and he didn't know he was played a semester too long in a prep school or whatever they ruled he did. He was hurt and missed 5 or 6 weeks of practice. He didn't even practice for 6 weeks. He had that contusion on his calf muscle or thigh muscle or whatever, and he didn't even practice for, I guess, 6 weeks, and then he doesn't play for 15 games, and it puts him behind the 8 ball a little bit. And then, it's hard to work your way in after all that time off, but he's been really patient. He's got a great attitude. He doesn't say a whole lot. I hope you get something out of him tonight in your interview. He may go back, talk a little French to you, and throw some of that.
Well, he can do that too.
Yeah. So, but he got a chance, and like, players need to be when they get an opportunity. They need to be ready to answer it. And CJ did that when he got his chance, and he's in the lineup now. And now Fred got his chance, and he's going to be in the lineup Thursday. And hopefully we can build on what we did. I thought Anthony Livingston played hard throughout the game, and Cam's going to do what Cam does, and so then I know I'm going to have a question, and I had several comments about Kelvin Downs. Who was that guy?
You got a stack right here.
Yeah, I wish I knew, but Kelvin Downs has been through some questioning himself and insecurities and doubts, and we've had some talks, and it's like I tell, it's just like life. What he wants so bad, sometimes you can't. You just got to give it up. We want something so bad sometimes. We covet it so bad we don't think about the other things that are involved, other people or the team or anything like that. You get focused on what you want so bad for yourself. It's hard for things to really go your way. A lot of times you just got to let it go. And I think the last 3 weeks or so, Kelvin's kind of just let himself go and quit worrying about what he's not doing or what's not happening for him or all these things that they get so wrapped up in about self. He's kind of let it go. And since he's done that, his whole approach has changed, and he's seen it from a different angle. And he's approached it differently. And he played well at Little Rock, I thought. He got in foul trouble, but I thought the minutes he played were really productive. And then the other night, he just let loose and played. And I think it's the whole thing about you give to get. You don't try to take and think about what's not happening for you, because then you get so absorbed in those thoughts that you don't even realize what you're doing or what you're not doing as it affects the rest of the team. And I think he's changed his attitude and approach a little bit, and it's kind of opened up for him. He's made some baskets. He went to the board a couple of times, had one really good putback, follow-up rebound off a miss, and I think he's finally decided, hey, I'm going to do what I can to help us win. Forget about me. And sometimes when you give that up, it comes back to you, and I think that's what's happened with him in the last couple of weeks.
Now, Kim King and Joe Clements both asked the same question. They said, do you think that was the best game that Kelvin Downs has played as a Red Wolf?
Man, no question about it. Productive minutes, all the things. Screened good. Not only did he scored a few baskets, but he did some other things really well. He, kept the ball alive a couple of times on the offensive glass by tipping it out. He set good screens. He executed. And, Kelvin Downs, if you just watched our team in terms of guys who can run and jump and are athletic, he's as good as anybody we have, or better than most of the guys we have. But he just hadn't let himself go and just relax and, do the best you can and don't worry about how it affects you. And now he's done that, and it's playing. Let's see now if he can sustain it, put it together these last 3 or 4 games and really help our team, take a big step forward here.
You talked about Kelvin's attitude. Lori Clements is here from Jonesboro tonight. She wants to know, Coach, did you notice a change in the overall mood and attitude prior to Saturday's game?
Well, I brought in 5 or 6 players individually and talked to them, this past week, particularly really Friday actually, and got their point of view, and then then absorbed all that and decided to make a lineup change, and along with some other things that I don't want to talk about, but we just it helped us. I thought we really felt good with each other out there. We moved the ball. we didn't seem to have any kind of selfish approach to what we were doing. And, I thought our team offensively was pretty efficient and pretty unselfish. And I think all our guys felt comfortable in that. And I think that the mood of the team and the level of its play picked up on both ends of the floor. And I think that's why we were able to beat a team that's been playing really well. And Monroe's as good as anybody in the league. And, Monroe a year ago was in 8th or 9th place. And they got their whole team back from a year ago, plus they added a couple of good players, and now they've gone from 8th or 9th to 1st. So that's the way it is in our league. We're all it's not a lot of difference. It's just how you play and how you fit and how unselfish and how you play together. It's not like you're in the SEC and you're chasing Kentucky, and that's a long jump from 9th place to 1st place in the SEC. In the Sun Belt, it's not that big a jump because we're all so close, and we proved that Saturday night. So now we've just got to sustain it. Our biggest issue with our team is, can we sustain it? Can we do it again? And hopefully we will, and we'll certainly have a chance to see you on Thursday night.
I want to hit on one more thing with the ULM game, and it's one thing you and I talked about after the game the other night, but just that final sequence when ULM was able to hit the shot to tie it up with about 12 seconds left, and you did something you always do in that situation at home. You attacked on the other end. You don't want the defense to get set, and the first thing I said to you when you sat down was, I'm glad PJ was able to find Fred on that play, and you said, well, I'm glad he just kept going and didn't quit on the play, as he was able to, it looked like he was falling out of bounds, find Fred there in the middle of the lane.
Well, anytime the score is tied at home and you've got a chance to attack a retreating defense in the last 10 seconds of the game, I don't think it's prudent to call timeout and let the other team set a defense. They may change a defense. You got them in a scrambling man on their heels. You've got the advantage because you got overtime at home, and that should be your advantage. And it's much easier to me to attack a retreating defense and drive it at them, particularly with the score tied. We took it down the floor. The only thing we show on the tape today is Cameron Golden should have been in the opposite corner, and he wasn't, because he drive the baseline, the defense collapsed. A lot of times you can throw it across the baseline, and Cam didn't get there. But Fred kept following the play and didn't quit on it, and then PJ got in the paint and saw Fred breaking to the goal and made a play. And I think if we'd have called a timeout, they could have set a defense, changed the defense, or done whatever, and we may not have gotten that good a look after a timeout. So, I like what we did. I like what we were able to do. It worked out. Sometimes it doesn't. This time it did. It's like starting Fred. I wish I'd have known Fred. It would have made that big a difference. I'd have done it earlier. But it worked out, the lineup change, and hopefully it's something for us to build on and to get better with. But, that's something we've always done. You've seen us win a couple of games like that. We beat Middle Tennessee here, attacking them on the press
Same
one
thing.
time and not calling timeout and won the game. We did it against St. Bonaventure here 2 years ago. Ed Townsville hits one at the buzzer to beat them. So, it's worked out several times for us in that situation. Something I've always done, and something I won't change, because I think it's worked out more times than it hasn't.
All right, we're going to take a break with Coach, and when we come back, we're going to be joined by the junior guard out of Montreal, Canada, and you've heard his
You're going to talk to Fred
French.
first?
Yeah, we're going to talk to Fred first. Now, did it take a while to kind of adjust to the French-Canadian accent that Fred has?
No,
Have you learned any French since Fred's been here?
Well, I lived in South Louisiana for a while when I was down in Crowley, Louisiana, and they got a lot of coon asses down there, and he's kind of more sophisticated coon ass to me. But there's some French, there's some French speaking, Canadians in South Louisiana, and so I like it. I like the accent. I like Fred. Fred's a good, humble guy, and he's doesn't say a whole lot, so but he's a smart player, and I was really proud and happy for him, and I hope people don't expect him to do that every time out, but certainly I think they can expect him to play a good quality of game.
We'll talk to the very sophisticated Frederick Duray when we come back. We're live with John Brady. Stay tuned. This is Arkansas State basketball on the EAB Red Wolves Sports Network.
Can't stop, won't stop. Where the brakes at? I give him that diddy bop. Make moves or make excuses. Don't got the power. Shut me down. That's not enough. I'm my biggest problem. Don't got the power. Shut me down. That's not enough. You can't stop me.
Right now we are joined here at Upper Crust by one of a couple of special player guests tonight. Put your hands together for Frederick Duray. How you doing, Fred?
I'm good.
You know, it was a fun night on Saturday, and obviously you were able to make the most of your first start as a Red Wolf. How did it feel being in the starting lineup for the first time?
It felt really good for real. Like, I wasn't expecting that, and like they told me I'm gonna start, so I was happy.
So you found out how long before tip-off?
Like 5 minutes before the game.
So you knew about 5 minutes before tip you were going to be in the starting lineup the other night. So did you even have time to get nervous? Did you have any butterflies?
No, not really. I was like, I'm gonna grab the opportunity to show what I can do for real, and it worked out.
Well, it did work out for you. You had 22 points, 9 of 10 from the field, and able to hit the game-winning layup with 5.6 seconds to go. Talk about that last play. You heard Coach Brady talk about it just a few minutes ago, but you know, PJ's driving down the left side of the floor. What are you doing on that play?
Because I know PJ is an unselfish player. I knew he was gonna try to drive it and pass it. So like, I saw an open spot, so I just went to the tunnel and laid it up.
So yeah, you flashed wide open in the middle of the lane. Were you surprised you were that wide open?
Nah, not really, because I saw like 4 players went to stop PJ, so I knew I was gonna be wide open because I seen Cam and they were staying at the 3-point line. I was like, all right, I'm a cut, and I'm probably gonna get the ball, and I had the ball.
Of course, it was a wild sequence. They had hit the shot with 12 seconds left. You go right down and score with 5 seconds, and as soon as you hit it, you know they're going to be pushing it right back down the floor, so you had to get back.
Exactly. But when I hit that shot, I thought there was like 2 seconds left in the clock. So like I saw everybody celebrating, and I was like, damn, the game is not over. So I had to run back on defense, and I stopped the ball, and he had to give it away, and they shot a 3. And they missed it.
Talking with Frederick Duray out here at Upper Crust Pizza in Jonesboro. We appreciate him coming out. We're going to talk with C.J. Foster a little bit later on as well. We want to talk about your history, though, which obviously is a very traveled one. Now, first off, now your parents were not from Canada. They're actually from Haiti. Is that right?
Exactly. Yeah, Haiti.
And you were born in Montreal, correct?
Yeah, yes.
All right, so talk about growing up playing basketball in Canada. Now, obviously hockey is the #1 sport up there. Where does basketball kind of rank?
Well, basketball is very down low for real back home, but like in Montreal, we have like a basketball league for the youth. So I started playing for Park X, and like they were serious about it. And like we got a couple of players. We got Kenny at Baylor. We got an NBA player. Yeah, we got a lot of players. So like, and we had AAU tournaments. So like we was traveling in the States. So that's where like I showed my skills, and I got recruited at Sheridan College in Wyoming. Yeah. So
was it a goal all along for you once you started playing basketball? You wanted to eventually come to the United States and play your college basketball here?
Yeah, exactly. Because I see my friends, they left at high school. They went in Washington, D.C. to play in high school. So I was like, man, I want to do it. I want to do it too. So I had the opportunity, and I went too.
So talk about moving from Montreal to Wyoming. You spent the 2 years there in Wyoming. What was your junior college experience like?
Really, in junior college, like I could have went in New York City, but I was like, I can't go in New York City because it's gonna be bad for me. Because you know, there's a lot of light, there's a lot of population. So like, I decided to went in Wyoming so I could focus on basketball in school because I had problem with school, and like it was good in Wyoming. I liked it.
And Coach Brady talked about it earlier. When you came here to Arkansas State, you didn't know you had played a semester too long in prep school, and when you find out that you have to sit out the first 15 games of this season because of that, I imagine that had to be very disappointing for you.
Yeah, it was. I wasn't. I ain't thought it was gonna happen. Like at first, I heard the 15 games, but like we tried to fight it, and I thought like they would have let me play. Like, but I don't know why they suspend me.
Well, you sat out the first 15 games, and not only are you having to sit out, you get injured at the same time, so you're not even able to practice for a good long stretch. So talk about coming back and trying to join a team in the middle of the season. How much of a challenge was that?
Yeah, sitting down for 2 months, it was hard. Like at first, when I came back in practice, like it was all right, but playing in practice and playing during the game, that's completely different. Like I was out of shape. I was always slow. Like my reaction was slow. So it was hard for me.
And so you work your way back slowly. You're patient. You wait for opportunities. You get a few minutes at a time per game. But did you see yourself having the opportunity at this point in the season to even have a chance to be in the starting lineup?
Yeah, I thought about it, and I said, like, everything is going bad. So, like, and Brady was, before the game of Georgia Southern, Brady took out PJ in the starting lineup, and he put CJ. So I was like, I might get a chance soon, and I got my chance.
Well, you made the most of the opportunity on Saturday. You got 4 games left in the regular season. Just how excited are you about this final stretch run here as you guys try to qualify for the conference tournament?
Yes. I hope we made it. Like we ain't got nothing to lose right now, so we're going to play hard. We got to make it. It's not about just me. It's about the team, for real. And I'm just trying to win.
You're just trying to win like everybody else right now. Now, I got to ask you before you get out of here, how is it communicating with your classmates, your teammates, your teachers? Do you get a lot of questions about where you're from when you go to class?
Yes, but I'm used to it now because I was in Wyoming, so it's nothing new. But yeah, I'm good now. I'm good with it.
They've adjusted to the French accent now?
Yeah.
All right. Hey, Fred, we appreciate you coming out tonight. Good luck the rest of the way, buddy.
Thank you.
All right, that's Frederick Dure joining us out here at Upper Crust Pizza in Jonesboro. When we come back, we'll be joined by the junior guard out of Lilburn, Georgia, CJ Foster, coming up next. Red Wolves basketball will continue in a moment. We have another very special player guest out here tonight at Upper Crust. Put your hands together in the audience for CJ Foster. How you doing, CJ?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm doing great. You and I were just talking about it off the air a minute ago. You know, to have that victory lap, if you will,
right.
After the win Saturday over ULM for you and your teammates to go around and shake hands with the fans and give some high fives. How good was that for you and the rest of your teammates?
It was a great feeling. You know, we feel like we had let our fans down in previous home games, and you know, to get a win like that over the best team in the conference, it was real nice. I feel like the fans deserved it. Coach
Brady's talked about it a lot. You know, just the importance of winning at home, but you as players, I know that you guys know that you want to win your home games. Right. You've been better on the road than you've been at home this year, but just how important has it been with you and the rest of your teammates to try to take care of business at the Convocation Center?
Well, as of where we are now, it's very important. I think he said for the last 5 games of the season will be at home, so it'd be real good for us with the situation we're in to finish out strong and hopefully do what we need to do in the tournament in New Orleans.
Well, we just talked with Frederick from Canada, and Ken Stewart's here. He's from Jonesboro. He wants to know, how's it been adjusting to teammates from all across the country and, of course, from Canada as well in the case of Fred?
It's really it's very different. You know, it's just different personalities, different vibes from different guys, but it feels like everybody wants to win, so we mesh together pretty good.
Talking with C.J. Foster. We're live with John Brady from Upper Crust Pizza in Jonesboro tonight here on the EAB Red Wolf Sports Network. And C.J., you've been in the starting lineup now 3 times, or the last 3 ball games now. Fred talked about taking advantage of his opportunity. How have you kind of embraced your chance to be in the starting lineup now?
I've taken it real serious. It started at Georgia Southern. You know, I had to guard Jelani Hewitt. He's a top scorer in the conference. Yep. And I think I did a pretty good job on him. And so I started to try to...
You did a very good job.
Yeah, thank you. I'll try to use a defensive mindset to keep me going and set the tone out there.
You know, and just going out there and, you know, that's how you get playing time with Coach Brady, and most coaches that you're going to be around is play well defensively, and you were able to take advantage of that. And obviously, it was a different kind of challenge taking on ULM the other night. That was a team that defended very well. They were holding opponents to right around 38% on the season. That's top 10 in the nation in field goal defense. But you guys did really well as far as shot selection the other night, shooting 45, 46% on the night. Seemed like you guys were real patient on the offensive end of the floor.
Right. We wanted to make sure we moved the ball, get the best chance, get the best kind of good shot we needed. The games where we rush shots, we've done real bad in, so we tried our best to move the ball around.
And you're able to get the ball inside a lot to Anthony and Nam and Kelvin, and I know that's a big emphasis with you guys.
Yeah, they definitely showed up last game with the way KD played was amazing. Ant did his thing, so to get them involved and then have us involved, have Fred, you know, get what he could get, that was real good for us.
We talked about, you know, Fred and his junior college experience with him a little bit earlier, but you played your ball in Lilburn, Georgia, just outside of Atlanta. Then you went to Roane State. Talk about how you were able to improve your game on the junior college level.
Oh, well, I mean, just countless nights in the gym, just working to get to that Division I level, knowing that once you get there, it won't be as easy as you think. So try to improve myself as much as I could while at the JUCO for the 1 year that I was there.
And how did you find out about Arkansas State? How were you recruited here? And talk about signing here.
Mike Scutero, I actually knew him. He recruited me out of high school to go to Middle Tennessee, but I actually didn't end up getting that offer. So he saw me again at a JUCO camp where I performed pretty good, and he told me I need to talk to a guy named John Brady. And so I gave him, we talked a couple of times, and I felt like this was a good place for me to bring my talents.
You know, the big question that is being asked right now, and I think most people here and listening across the network want to know is, you know, do you feel like this team has turned a corner at this point? How big was that win Saturday? And talk about, I guess, the change in the locker room, if there's been one over the last couple of days.
Right. I think it was a good confidence booster. Like today, I think we came with a really good attitude coming into this practice, knowing what we need to do for this next game. You know, after what UTA did to us last time, we got to take it personal.
Yeah, and they were able to win big in early January.
Right.
That's something you guys remember very well. I
Right.
mean, is that a team that you guys have been talking about already, having another chance at this bunch?
Yeah, of course. Knowing that it'll be crunch time at the end of the year and we get another chance to play them at home, it's just looking. If we can handle our business, it would be real good for us.
Coach Brady was very complimentary of the crowd the other night and the role that they played down the stretch.
Right.
How big was it for you guys as players?
Yeah, it was nice. It was nice. They provided a large boost. You know, they was live. They were up the whole game. So we need that. So if we continue to win, it will just keep getting better and better.
C.J. Foster joining us out here at Upper Crust tonight. C.J., thanks for joining us. Enjoy the rest of the pizza you got sitting over there, and good luck the rest of the way.
Yep, thank you.
More to come. We're going to be rejoined by Coach Brady for the final 10 minutes of the program when we come back. Coach Brady rejoins us, and Fred and CJ, certainly some interesting guys, some guys that seem to be trying to make the most of their opportunity right now that they've been given.
Well, they have, and they've done well. They're good guys. They got good character guys, good players, and getting better. And Dewar's a junior. CJ's a sophomore. Anthony Livingston's a sophomore. I mean, we've got some young players out there that are playing pretty well, and excited about that. We got if Kelvin Downs keeps improving, he's a junior, and so we've got some good players out there and that are young. And you asked them the question about adjusting to 10 new guys from all over the country, and the question is a good question, and we've had our ups and downs with that, but I think we're getting better, and hopefully we can finish it out pretty good, with 3 of 4 at home, and, we got a chance. And what you touched on with Arlington, we played poorly at Arlington. Cameron Golden was 0 for 12 from the three-point line down there, 0 for 12. Yeah, I believe he can make one blindfolded, But we didn't play well there. We shot the ball too quick. We let them beat us down the floor in transition a little bit, and we've just got to get back and stop them, slow them down. Their team is going to shoot a lot of threes, shoot it quick. They're athletic. They play fast, and so we're going to have to be patient with the ball, be tough with the ball. I think we can go inside on them some, and I think we can drive the ball on them. So, it's a. I told the team today, the Arlington team that's coming in here, they don't even know who we are. They don't know the guys in this room like I know them. We didn't show them anything who we were or what we were about when we played them down there, and so their idea of what we are isn't even close to what we really are, and hopefully we show them the kind of team we are by how we played Saturday and carry it over into Thursday night's game. And if we can do that, we'll certainly be in a position to win the game at some point.
Maddie Stewart is here from Jonesboro tonight. Maddie wants to know who you believe Texas Arlington's best player is. Who do you got to stop on Thursday night?
Well, we've got a couple of guards that Cutler's a shooter, three-point shooter. Callahan's a driver of the ball. Those 2 guards we've got to do something with. Their inside game is okay. They're athletic, but they don't have real big scores off the post. So it's really going to be a guard-oriented defending game for us. Their shooting guard, Cutler, and then Callahan, the driver. Those 2 guys we've got to pay attention to. They've got some other guys that are capable, but I think how our perimeter defends their perimeter and how we get back in transition defense will be keys to the game on Thursday night.
Gayla is here from Jonesboro tonight. She wants to know, Coach, which of the upcoming teams on the schedule do you consider to be the biggest threat or challenge for your team?
Well, with where we are, they all are.
Yeah.
There's not one better or worse or anything like that. You know, it's with what we have left, they're all a challenge for us, and all these games are crucial for us in some way. You know, Arlington would be a nice win, and then, you know, on the road at Texas State, they're behind us, and we need to sweep them. And then we got South Alabama coming here, which we can reach with a couple of victories. We beat them already down there. So all of these games are important for us in terms of getting where we want to get to. And you know, our team knows it. You know, we've given up 3 or 4 at home that I thought we could have won. Now we've got 3 left at home, and let's see if we can get those and then go on the road and beat Texas State on Saturday. So, you know, they're all as equally difficult and important to us at this particular time of the year, particularly where we find ourselves.
You talk about all the players you do have coming back next year. Joe Haney's here from Jonesboro, and he's wondering about scholarships. Do you have any available for recruiting?
We'll have what we need. You know, if there's someone out there or 2 out there that we need to improve the quality of the team and stabilize it at a position, we'll be able to have what we need. And those kind of things always seem to work themselves out.
We've got Ron Bowman here tonight from Jonesboro. He and his wife Denise are here, and Ron wants to know, Coach, what, if anything, did we do differently on Saturday that we might not have been doing earlier in the season?
Well, I think we're more patient offensively. We had better ball movement and better execution. You know, I've always thought that this team has had pretty good effort for the most part, but the execution on both ends, defensively and offensively, hasn't been what it needs to be on a consistent basis. And I think Saturday night against Monroe, we were better defensively, and then particularly offensively, we let the ball go around a couple of times and let it go through our hands a little bit, and maybe didn't take the first available pretty good shot. We waited and maybe got a better shot. You know, you can always come back and get the shot at 10 or 12 seconds that you think may not be a good one, and sometimes you need to turn that one down early in the possession and see if we can throw the ball inside a little bit, because, you know, I like Anthony touching the ball almost every time down and having an opportunity to score it if he wants to. And if they double team him, or if it's something he doesn't like, he gives it up, so be it. But I think, you know, you're not a very smart offensive team if sometimes you don't let your best offensive player touch the ball every time down the floor. It'd be like when Jordan played for the Bulls. Let's don't throw him the ball 3 or 4 trips and see if we can win. Well, it's not going to happen. So I think we're a little smarter offensively, and we had a little better ball movement, player movement Saturday night.
And you were pretty happy with it on Thursday. It was just a matter at Little Rock with you know, the shots not going down from the perimeter. We talked about it after the game. You know, your perimeter guys go 3 for 20, but you were able to get the ball inside. Your post guys took 30 shots in that ball game.
Well, you know, Anthony had 20 and 19 at Little Rock, and you know, Nam had a decent game, and KD, you know, scored 6 or 8 points. So, you know, I've said in the interview before the game at Little Rock, our perimeter has to make a few baskets on the road for us to win some games, win this game. And, you know, they were 3 for 20. And so, you know, we made the lineup change, and our perimeter Saturday night made some perimeter shots. And then our post men continued to play, you know, pretty decent. You know, Anthony had another good game, and you know, Kelvin Downs stepped up and played well. So, you know, our perimeter needs to stabilize itself. Fred was a big part of that the other night. Even CJ took 2 or 3 shots, but he made, you know, a couple of nice moves, shot fake one time and hit a 12-footer. Good, smart offensive play. So, if our perimeter can hold up, Cam's got to make some baskets for us and do what he does. And then if Fred can continue to make a basket or 2, and then, you know, if Sean Gardner comes off the bench and can add 2 or 3 baskets, that'll even help our cause. So, you know, we'll see how all that goes. But I think the key Thursday night is for us to get back defensively, see how we guard Arlington in the half court, and really don't let them get some easy baskets on us in transition.
Going to wrap things up here. Let's have 4 names here. Coach Brady brought a door prize tonight in addition to our 3 from Textbook Brokers on East Johnson in Jonesboro. 4 winners tonight out here at Upper Crust. Again, doubleheader action at the Convo on Thursday. We want to see you there. Need a couple of big, loud Convo crowds for the A-State men's and women's games against Texas Arlington. Denise Bowman, Lori Clements, Joe Clements, and Gayla Shaneborn, all winners tonight out here at Upper Crust. For Coach Brady, for David Wofford back in the studio, and everybody who's been a part of this one, I'm Matt Stiltz. You've been listening to Live with John Brady.